Welcome to Atlantean Astrology. Here we dive beyond the ordinary and unveil the secrets that lie within the cosmos. This channel is a portal to the unknown, where ancient wisdom meets modern understanding to guide you on a journey through the stars and beyond. Join us as we open the mind's eye to the infinite, exploring the mysteries of the universe and the eternal truths that shape our lives. Embrace the adventure, unlock hidden knowledge, and discover what the universe has waiting for you. In the heart of every soul lies a deep and ancient longing, a thirst not for things that pass or fade, but for something eternal, boundless and whole. This longing is the soul's memory of its divine origin, a dimly recalled knowledge of a reality beyond time and change. Yet as the soul entered the world of form, a veil of ignorance descended, casting it into a realm of shadows, illusions, and half-truths. This ignorance, as the gospel of truth reveals, is the root of all suffering, the barrier that keeps the soul from the peace and fulfillment it desires. But there is a way beyond this ignorance, a light that can pierce through the darkness and reveal the truth, gnosis, or divine knowledge. The gospel of truth speaks of knowledge not as intellectual understanding or accumulated information, but as a profound inner knowing, a gnosis that dissolves illusions and reconnects the soul to its source. This knowledge is the antidote to ignorance, the medicine that heals the soul's blindness and restores its sight. It is a remembrance, an awakening to a reality that has always been there, hidden beneath the layers of illusion and forgetfulness. To know, in this Gnostic sense, is to become one with the divine, to see through the eyes of eternity, and to feel the heartbeat of creation as one's own. Imagine the soul, once lost in a dark forest, stumbling through thorns and shadows, searching for a way out. Each step is fraught with confusion, each path a dead end. But then, in a moment of grace, a beam of light breaks through the canopy of trees, illuminating the way forward. This light is gnosis, the knowledge that cuts through the veil of ignorance and reveals the truth of the soul's origin and destiny. In this light, the forest loses its power to deceive, and the soul sees clearly for the first time the path that leads back to its divine home. In the world of form, the soul is surrounded by countless reflections, each one a partial truth, a fleeting image that hints at something greater. The soul, in its ignorance, clings to these reflections, believing they hold the key to its happiness. It builds its life around them, seeking meaning in things that can never fulfill its deepest longing. Yet as the gospel of truth teaches, these reflections are mere shadows, illusions that cannot satisfy the soul's thirst for truth. The knowledge it seeks cannot be found in the world, for it is already within, waiting to be awakened. This knowledge is not something that can be taught or learned in the conventional sense. It is a direct, experiential knowing, a sudden illumination that transforms the soul's perception of reality. To attain gnosis is to awaken to a higher truth, to see beyond the appearances of the world and into the divine essence that lies within all things. It is as if a veil has been lifted, and the soul can finally see itself as it truly is, a spark of the divine, whole and complete, forever connected to the source of all life. In this state of gnosis, the soul realizes that it was never truly separate, never truly lost. The ignorance that bound it was but a veil, a temporary blindness that kept it from seeing its own divine nature. Now, in the light of knowledge, the soul remembers its origin, its purpose, and its eternal connection to the divine. It is as if a mirror, once clouded and darkened, has been polished and made clear. The soul, gazing into this mirror, sees not a fragmented self, but a reflection of the infinite, the boundless light of the divine. The gospel of truth presents Jesus not as a savior in the traditional sense, but as a revealer of this knowledge, a guide who leads the soul out of ignorance and into the light of truth. He is the Word, the embodiment of divine wisdom, the one who awakens the soul to its own divinity. Through his teachings, he shows the way to gnosis, inviting each soul to look within and discover the light that has been hidden beneath the layers of illusion and fear. In this way, Jesus is not a figure to be worshipped from afar, but a companion on the path, a fellow traveler who points the way to the truth within. To know in the sense of gnosis is to transcend the limitations of the ego, to move beyond the narrow boundaries of self and other, past and future. It is to enter a timeless realm, a space of infinite presence where all things are one. In this realm there is no separation, no division, no conflict. The soul, having shed its illusions, stands in the fullness of its own being, whole, complete, and at peace. It is free from the attachments that once bound it, free from the desires and fears that once clouded its vision. Imagine gnosis as a flame that burns away the dross of illusion, revealing the pure gold of the soul's true nature. This flame is not destructive but transformative, illuminating the darkness and turning ignorance into wisdom. In the light of this flame, the soul sees the world not as a prison, but as a reflection of the divine, a dance of light and shadow that points beyond itself to the infinite. The soul, now anchored in gnosis, is no longer swayed by the tides of desire or fear, for it knows that its true home lies beyond the world of form. The Gospel of Truth teaches that this gnosis is the soul's highest calling, its ultimate purpose. It is the fulfillment of its deepest longing, the answer to its most profound questions. In gnosis, the soul finds not only the truth of its own nature, but the truth of all things. It sees that the universe is a reflection of the divine, a tapestry woven from the threads of love, wisdom, and light. And in this vision, the soul finds peace, for it knows that it is part of this tapestry, a thread in the fabric of creation, eternally connected to the source. In this state of knowing, the soul no longer clings to the illusions of the material world, for it has found the reality that lies beyond. It is free to engage with life without attachment, to experience joy and sorrow without being bound by them. For in gnosis, the soul is anchored in a truth that does not change, a light that cannot be dimmed. It is at peace, for it knows that it is one with the divine, a part of the eternal dance of creation. As we walk this path, the Gospel of Truth calls each of us to seek this knowledge, to look beyond the shadows and find the light within. It is a call to awaken, to remember, and to return to the divine source from which we came. In this journey from ignorance to knowledge, from illusion to truth, we find not only ourselves, but the boundless love and wisdom of the divine. In the light of gnosis, the world is transformed. No longer a place of exile, it becomes a reflection of the divine, a mirror in which the soul sees its own face. And we who were once lost in the darkness of ignorance emerge as bearers of this light, messengers of truth, free and at peace. This is the vision of the Gospel of Truth, a vision of life lived in the fullness of knowledge, a life free from the bonds of ignorance and illusion. This journey from ignorance to knowledge, from separation to unity, is the soul's highest calling. It is a journey that leads not outward, but inward to the very heart of the divine. And as we awaken to this truth, we realize that we are, and have always been, one with the source of all things, radiant and whole. The Gospel of Truth invites us to take this journey, to move beyond the shadows of the world and find the light within. It is a call to remember who we are, to awaken to the knowledge that lies within, and to live in the fullness of divine wisdom. In this journey, we find not only ourselves, but the boundless peace of the divine, a peace that ends the search and fulfills the soul's deepest longing. This is the truth of the Gospel of Truth, that knowledge is the antidote to ignorance, and that in this knowledge we find the freedom, the peace, and the unity that is our divine birthright. It is a journey from shadow to light, from division to wholeness, from ignorance to enlightenment, a journey that brings us home to ourselves and to the divine source from which we came.